What's up, guys? Here a while back I did a video to show you all how to handle your caulk, and it was really an informational video because I didn't know how to handle my caulk until I did the research and looked at all the different videos and all the different ways to handle the caulk. Now, that video hopefully showed some people how to handle the caulk like a pro. There is a question that riddles around in my head quite often. I used the white caulk last time. Is it really any different when she wants you to try out the black caulk for once? Contrary to popular beliefs, black caulk is about the same size as the white caulk. It fits in the caulk gun just fine. So all you do is you take your white caulk out and put it away for a while. She didn't want no white caulk while we're messing with the black caulk. And the reason you would want a different colored caulk every once in a while is because sometimes the color matters. On these cabinets, it's important that you kind of mix match your caulks. You can't just be rubbing white caulk all over the black cabinets. The white caulk kind of goes to the white countertop. And as you see here, I have caulked that like a pro. I rubbed just enough caulk on that I didn't make that big of a mess. So, I caulked the whole thing. I put caulk up there, caulk across there. I haven't caulked like in between my cabinets yet or by the sink because, hey, I think it'd look better if I rubbed the black caulk on there first. So let's see if the black caulk is any different. Time you play with any color of caulk, it don't really matter. You always have the same stuff ready. This right here is a bucket of water. Before you touch any caulk, you want to make sure your hands are good and wet for the lube. It helps the caulk come off no problem. Now this right here is the secret weapon. That is a sponge. You can just wring it out and use it to clean your lines up. And then here, a rag too. Something else I always have when I like doing my caulk is a nice dry towel. That way, you can wipe off the running water when it's going down your black cabinets. Just like the old one, black caulk's the same size. I was surprised. I thought the black caulk was going to be bigger too, but hey, it just costs a little bit more because it's the fancy caulk. This is your caulk gun that holds your caulk, and it should have a hole back here at the very back. It's really nice to get one of these caulking guns that has no drip. Now my problem is, I like a small enough hole. It don't matter if it's no drip or not, it still drips out the end. So just put the tip of that caulk in that hole, just a little bit. Clip that tip off. Sometimes when you clip the tip of the caulk, it may come out a little bit. That's okay, just wipe it off, it'll be all right. But something else that is a trick that makes it get in the corners a lot better, you get you a piece of sandpaper. The sandpaper makes it a fine point. Fold it in half. We got a square edge. Take that, put it in the corner. Then you take your caulk where it's opened and it's angled. You want that angle. And you force the angle into the corner of the sandpaper. Then you just rub your caulk back and forth. And it'll sand it down and make it nice and pointy. See how fine that's getting? Look at the little hole in the end of that caulk. Oh my gosh, it's such a little hole. You imagine sticking a nail in the end of that caulk? That is about the only problem. That's why you want to use them up beforehand. When you open them, go ahead and use what you can. But that is open enough. Make sure that we don't have to use our reaming tool. Let's go ahead and put this caulk in my gun here. There we go. You point that angle of the caulk down. See? Like that. And then we could put our caulking mechanism back here. Oh, see that? Look how little that bead's going to be. That's going to be perfect. Perfect black caulk for my black cabinets. Let's get a look and see what we're doing. Now, one of the things that does make it a little bit more difficult for the black caulk is I like to take a marker and put a line on the longest tip. That way, if it gets covered with caulk, you can still see where the top of the caulking gun is. Because the way this bevel is, you're wanting to put it right in the corner. So close up any gaps that you got. Let's just go ahead and caulk this crack. When you caulk this with the black caulk, you're only wanting to caulk the cabinets now. Oh, look at that bead. Oh, I got my caulk. Uh-oh. That went back in there a little bit. And then my no drip, since it's still going to drip because it's a little ass hole, I always, when I'm done, click it over. I don't know if you can see that or not, but my caulk got a little bit messy. That's all right. You just take and get your bucket of water here, get your hand wet, and you take and up in that corner, just take your fingertip and wedge that caulk into that crack. Yeah, we want to feel that crack. See? Now, since my hand was wet, I just wipe my finger on that sponge and it cleans it right up. And you're like, oh my God, you got it on the wall. How messed up is that, dude? You said you weren't going to make a mess. Well, see, that's what the sponge comes into play. Once you got this sponge good and wet, like that. I've never done it with the black caulk, but the white caulk, all you do is you take and run the sponge down that crack a couple times. And since it's a sponge and not a rag, you're not like making all your caulk disappear, if you see what I'm saying. Now we got that big mess cleaned up. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit wet. That's what this is for. All we're doing with this is wiping the wool. We don't want to run the towel into the caulk because it messes up that pretty finish. That right there is a caulked seam. I got that caulk in there good. Now I'm going to go around the bottom of these cabinets and in between these cabinets around that sink, and I'll let you see some more when I get towards the sink. Now you see them nice caulk lines. That was a pretty gap down there. I caulked that one good. Things like this, you can't even tell there was a crack there. And there. And sometimes you have to caulk really big gaps. This one I could put my finger in before. That's what it looks like now. So black caulk, white caulk, handle them the same. Black caulk just looks a little bit better on a black cabinet. Like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I'd really like to get paid for making these videos one day. That way I can just work on my stuff, show these videos, and provide for my family. Maybe buy some new tools. So please like and subscribe. Peace.